A lot of people attach not being married to spirituality. They say it's because they are called to do something or chosen for this mission or called as a priestess, as a priest, and the likes. That's why they are not married. Please, I want us to stop attaching most of our challenges or problems to spirituality. We know calling have its own tests, awakening, and acknowledging who you really are, your purpose. And we also know in the hierarchy of position of the peer group you belong to in the heavenly realm, that's the heavenly mates group, there's a particular position that might want to restrain you from being in your partner's home as a married couple living together. But there are ways to everything, there are logic to everything. First, I want us to understand that in life, people go through a lot, which is tests so that they can really understand how unique or special they are. Again, it could be the trauma you've been through while growing up that has accumulated and you've not healed from, and eventually starts showcasing itself during your marital state. And it could also be the pattern, the circle in your family or generational curse. So you must be logical about everything and readdress issues. So first, we know in the hierarchy of position of the peer group, that's in the spiritual realm, the heavenly mates group, we have Iyalode. And most times, Iyalode find it difficult living in their partner's home, living as a married person. Because Iyalode is the head of the different heavenly mate group. In any particular heavenly mate group, as an Iyalode, you are the head of that group, not just the woman leader, but the head of that group. You are the queen mother of that group. So most times, Iyalode tend to portray a masculine trait physically, and by being authoritative, by being a dictator. This happens subconsciously, not knowing this is because of who they are. So there are times, once you are aware of this, you need to try work on yourself gradually. You can still live with your partner. Perhaps your partner might be working elsewhere. It comes in on and off. Try work on your emotions, your anger. Take your time, work on yourself. Know your lapses, work on everything so that things can go well for you. Be patient. And at times, we humans, we are created with both masculine energy and feminine energy. At times, some people have just the masculine energy. And at times, some have both masculine and feminine, while some they have the feminine energy. It can happen to both male and female. For some, they could portray most of the masculine energy, and they need to really work on that masculine energy so it can balance up everything physically. And some people, they portray most of the feminine energy as a man, and it affects their relationship physically. So you should know yourself very well before attaching any circumstances, any challenges, any problem to spirituality or to any deity that has called you. You should know your life path, your purpose, your mission. You should know who you really are. If you have a masculine energy alone, or you portray both, or you have little of masculine, little of feminine energy, know yourself very well and try to work on your emotions, on everything about you, and know the family you are coming from, your lineage, your history, your origin. A lot of people are going through patterns, circles that were created by their parents or the one they created themselves. So you need to look into that. Being a spiritualist doesn't stop you from, from accomplishing things. And some might even say, if they don't accept their call, they can't be married, or if they accept their call, if they are married, they can't really balance the two and all of those things. Work on it. Nobody is perfect, we know, but try make your partner understand. The both of you should be on the same page so things can work out well for you. And a lot of us, in fact, most of us, before we were called, we had to pass through our test. The test is the things you actually went through, the pain, the knowledge you need to gain. You need to go through that test because of the uniqueness, because of who you really are. Once you've gone through that test, it might take a long while depending. Once you are out of it and you are beginning to fulfill purpose, then you will understand the reason for that test, the reason for that pain, the reason for that trauma, the reason for that things that you had to go through to become who you really are today. So please, let's be logical. Let's apply wisdom. Let's apply understanding, knowledge. If you are an Iyalode, try to be calm. Try meditate. Try to be patient. Give your man a little space. Learn to communicate from time to time. Try to be self-conscious, because you might not know when you start portraying the masculine energy, because you are filled with masculine energy. So work on yourself gradually so you don't start being a dictator. You don't start being authoritative, so you can be submissive to your partner. Yes. So it can work out for you. Forget the notion of Iyalode can't live with a man. No, you can live with a man happily, have kids. And whether you are another masculine energy, whatever horror, or your life path number, or you are a Leo sign, you can still make amends. That's why we have knowledge about numbers, numerology, astrology, zodiac signs, and other things. You need to know who you really are and work on it. Learn to balance it. And as a man, if you have a feminine energy, try look for someone that is at the same level with you, both spiritually and physically, so you guys can work together. So it doesn't look as if you are the one carrying all the load, and eventually it's going to make you overdrained and buy you. And if you're a feminine, and if you're a female who have a feminine energy all through, look for someone that is on the same level with you and balance it up. That's why we don't look at physical traits whenever you want to get married. We go into deep consultation, deep research to understand who you really are. Your purpose, everything. If you have a masculine energy or feminine energy, if relationship will work well for you, if it's not going to work well for you. And at times, some it's their character. It's not necessarily who you are spiritually. It's your character. Work on it. No one is perfect though, but start working on it. We learn every day so we can grow. We learn to unlearn, we relearn. So please, let's stop attaching most of the things we go through to spirituality or to a deity that has called or an orisha that has called. Let's understand ourselves. It's very, very important if we really want to go far in life.